Hello everybody, this is Chris Hardy coming at you. I am, as most of you may already know, the leader of the Team Lifestyle team within Nutrié. Obviously, many of you are wondering what it is that you want to do within this business within the first 7 days, and that's what I'm going to try and address for you. But before we do that, I think it's important for you guys to know a little bit about me and a little bit about my background and exactly how I got into this business, along with what this business has been able to do for me personally. About 2.5 years ago now, my good friend Sean Dahl reached out to me and he had said, "Hey Chris, you know what? There's this awesome new product line I really want you to try out. I know that you're doing twice a day training sessions between going to the gym and training in your mixed martial arts. And I know that you're obviously using a ton of supplements, vitamins, minerals, pre-workout, post-workout, energy boosters. Would you mind if I sent you some product and you tried it out for a little bit?" And I said, "Sean, that'd be awesome. You know what? I'm always willing to try out new stuff. Please send it down to me. And if you would, please make sure that you include enough for me and a couple of my training partners." And Sean did just that. A few days later, I got this beautiful box packaged up in my door and opened it up, get a hold of my training partners, a couple of them in particular. And I said, "Hey guys, you know what? Let's give this product a real good solid try. And let's make sure that we test it properly." So what did we do? We water flushed ourselves for a few days, stayed off of all product, and then boom, on a Thursday morning, we all pop a skinny shot. Probably about an hour later, popped an energy. At lunchtime, drank a can of fuel, and probably somewhere around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, popped another skinny. What I can tell you is that all three of us unequivocally, before the end of the very first day, knew that we were trying a product out that we had never in our life had anything even close to comparison. We had all been dealing with the same health and wellness store here in Kamloops, British Columbia. And it was a great store with a really good guy who runs it, who was very knowledgeable. And again, after just the single first day, we knew that we were onto something that we had never seen before. We had way more energy, felt fuller long after we took the can of fuel, and felt simply amazing in terms of both energy, but also positivity, just a really good headspace after drinking just even that very first shot of skinny. So clearly I reached back to Sean and I said, "Hey, you know what? Just want to give you our first day's progress. You know what? I'm telling you straight up, all three of us think the stuff is amazing. I don't know what you've put in here. I don't know if there's some kind of magical potion, if there's something that's completely illegal. I don't really care. You got to start sending me more because I'm going to be out within 2 days and I want to keep going on it." So Sean was like, "Well, you know what, the company's not set up yet, we're not official yet, it's here, we are in May of 2013, we should be opening up around June 2013, and at that point you'll be able to get a hold of it." So I was like, "Okay, great, well put me down as a customer, I'm ready to go." And he's like, "Well, you know what, Chris, I've approached you a few times in the past about another network marketing business that we were in, and I know you always said no, and you had no interest whatsoever in ever doing network marketing, but perhaps this time, you trust me once again and take a really solid look at this business opportunity, because I do think it's very different from everything else that you've seen before." And of course, I'm super skeptical. I mean, even though Sean's my good buddy and all, again, I was like, oh man, you know what, here comes another network marketing pitch, another MLM, all I'm gonna do is burn through my friends and family if I do get on board, and I'll probably fail within a first 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and I'll probably have my friends and family follow along with me, and perhaps even end up with the same kind of results, and I'll feel guilty about it. But I gave Sean the respect he was due. I took a look at the compensation plan, and the very first thing that I was completely drawn to was the fact that it was a binary system. I was really naive. I had thought that actually Nutrié had made the binary system. I didn't know that it ever existed before. I'd never heard of one before. I'd certainly heard of where you had to go out and develop 5 and 8 and 20 teams and keep them going and somehow keep bringing in new people and more people and qualify here and qualify there and spend billions of dollars every month out of your own pocket to buy and then resell and have home parties and all this stuff that I wasn't interested in. So when I looked at Nutrié's compensation plan, I was completely blown away. Here we were with this awesome binary program. Here we were with, quick 25% commissions on customer orders and fast start bonuses and the mortgage bonus, which is one of my very personal favorites, as I know it's Casey Kale's too. There was this jet that you could get a hold of some timeshare with, and a free car, which is like literally free and clear, not where you have to go out and lease it and put it in your name and risk that you don't have that rent going on and suddenly have that BMW lease payment coming out of your own pocket and you can't afford it, and next thing you know the car's being repossessed. All these things that I had disliked, if you will, about other companies, Nutrié had proven a way to completely go against the grain and do something so much more simplistic and so much better, where I was like, you know what, you're right. All the time, I'm constantly referring people to products or referring people to services. All the time, people are like, hey, Chris, you know what's a great Italian restaurant to go to? And I'd tell them, and you know what, they'd love their meal just like me, but what am I getting out of it? Nothing other than a little bit of gratification that, hey, you know what, I sent them off to a place and I know they're gonna enjoy. Going back to that same health and wellness store in Camps, I was sending every single student within the mixed martial arts school that I was attending up to that same place. I was sending all my friends that were at the gym to that same place. Why? Because I thought he was the best in town, most knowledgeable. That's where they should go. What did I get out of it? Nothing except obviously an occasional thanks. And that makes sense. That's normal retail. But here we are in an opportunity where by simply referring people to the most unbelievable program there is on the planet, bar none, nothing compares, and then in turn earning a 25% commission off of their sales when they go ahead and purchase things like the skinny, they purchase the energy, they purchase the fuel, they definitely purchase the fast start coaching from you. It's like, wow, okay, this makes sense, Sean, you're right. Perhaps I really should take a crack at this business opportunity. And as I continued to look further and further into what Nutrié offered, the shock just kept on coming in a positive way. I think the next thing I delved into was the automatic body program. I had lots of friends over many, many years come to me and say, Chris, I want a six-pack like you. I want to get rid of this belly. I want to have the energy that you do. I want to do 2-a-day training sessions. I want to look like that. How? He'd be like, yeah, no problem. I'm with you. Let's do it. And here's what we're going to do. You're going to change your entire food program right now, and everything you eat, and the way you eat, and the times you eat, and how much you eat, that's going to change today. And everything that you're drinking is basically out the door, because you're either going to drink water or you're going to drink green tea, and that's it. You're going to drop juices and pops and beer and alcohol and all that stuff. It's gone. Like, it's out of it. You're going to change it all right now. And I think it's fair to say that every single person that I said that to was like, yeah, that's right on. I'm with you. Let's do this. I'm so excited to get started. And they would. I'd see them the next day, and they would show up to the gym, or they would show up to the Mixed Martial Arts Academy, and they would get started. And they would be really pleased with themselves because at least they're starting down a great path. And for about 2 to 3 weeks, that path would consistently work. But after 2 to 3 weeks, what happens? Well, unfortunately, the body starts to lose the energy sources because you're not taking in those processed foods, because you're not taking in those kind of sugars, because you're working out much harder, and you're burning more energy, and your mind starts to recognize what your body is doing, and then your mind starts to fight you on this, and subconsciously it starts to literally give up. It starts to do things like, hey, you know what? We just finished 3 weeks in a row of this awesome training program that Chris has got us on, and we're eating so clean. You know what? Tonight, let's order a pizza. Let's enjoy a pizza. And you know what? The pizza tasted awesome. But about 2 hours later, man, you didn't feel so good. Now, instead of going to the dojo or going to the gym, you're suddenly not training that night, and then you're going into this vicious cycle. So now you didn't cook a good meal that night. So now the next day for lunch, you don't have a good healthy lunch ready to go, and so you end up having another burger and fries, and then sure enough that night you're not feeling like training once again, and you're not cooking your meal once again, and then this vicious collapse happens, and that's a reality. Most people, as hard as they try, will try for about 3 weeks, and after 3 weeks they start breaking down. And this is why you see these gyms January 1st with thousands of more people than they had the day before. But by February 1st, 80% of those new people are gone. And it's a crying shame. But when you look at the automatic body program and you think about the fact that Nutrié, for whatever reason, gives away a $2.5 million plus body app program that they're constantly developing and improving on and spending thousands upon 50, 100,000, who knows what it is, millions more, and gonna continue to spend million more, and give this program away completely for free where Kim Lyons herself, one of the most recognized trainers in the entire world, whose husband is Mr. Universe, Gunther Schlierkamp, have developed along with Aaron and Nutrié this 24-week-long automatic body program with just one small change per week. You know, think about that. One change per week. You don't even notice the change happening. Your phone is going to vibrate, you're going to look at your screen, you're going to hit accept, you're going to do whatever it tells you to do, you're going to put the phone back in your pocket, maybe it's going to be your iWatch, I don't know. Point is, you're just going to go ahead and accept or decline. But if you accept it and you keep on a high consistency score, over 24 weeks, you're going to develop all these amazing habits that aren't only beneficial just for you, they're beneficial for you and the rest of your family. Nutrié has got a program that is genuinely beneficial to everyone. Awesome menus that are good for everyone. Awesome workout videos that are good for everyone. Awesome body fat, flesh, water recipes, good for everyone. This isn't some crazy, fad diet where you have to go and you have to spend thousands of dollars every year or hundreds of dollars every month and buy their product and sit there in your own little corner and consume the product yourself and then go ahead and make a completely unhealthy meal for the rest of the family and sit there and drool looking over it and going, man, maybe I could just have one serving of mashed potatoes with gravy for myself and eat it along with the rest of the stuff. And the next thing you know, you're not buying the product anymore, and the next thing you know, that 10 or 15 pounds that you lost within too quick an amount of time now suddenly balloons back up and you're 25 pounds over what you started at, and you've boomeranged back into this completely unhealthy lifestyle and you're feeling low about yourself. And no, this is this automatic body program that is life-changing. Life-changing for anyone and everyone. Even people like myself who was pretty conscious about what they were eating and when they were eating, and their liquids and how often to drink water and how much to drink of water at a time and when to stop eating at night. And even for me, that 24-week program changed a lot of my own personal routine for the better. So now, getting back to me a little bit, I started in this basically by accident. I started this basically because my good friend Sean had asked me to really take a good look at it, and I was skeptical, as I'm sure many of you are. But I was selling Harley Davidsons and loving selling Harley Davidsons. I had been in the automotive business for 20 years. And I had been selling Harleys for about 5 of them, the last 5 of them. And they were glorious, wonderful days. I had the easiest job in the world. A guy comes in, or a girl, and they look for a Harley, and that's the only bike they're gonna buy. They're not interested in any other manufacturer out there. They're not gonna discount 1 penny off the price. They're gonna pay full retail. They're gonna buy that bike, and they're gonna buy it off of you right now because they want it. And it couldn't really get any easier in sales. That's as good as you can possibly ask for in terms of a situation. And here I'm making a $140,000 a year plus job and enjoying myself. But when I looked at Sean and I looked at Glenn and obviously as I've gotten to know Aaron, looked at Aaron's lifestyle and thought, wow, wouldn't I love to have that? Wouldn't I love to be living in the Grand Cayman Islands? Wouldn't I love to have a house in Palm Springs along with White Rock, along with this insane cabin in northern BC? Wouldn't I love to get on private jets and fly around different countries and enjoy myself whenever the time felt like it and spend time with those loved ones that I wanted to and feel like I'm still earning an income whether I'm in an office or not, whether I'm dialed in right then and there to a consumer or not. That's what residual income can provide for you. That's what this kind of lifestyle within Nutrié can provide for you. If you had asked me 5 years ago, my dream in terms of creating solid wealth for myself, it would have been for me to buy a Harley-Davidson dealership. It didn't take me long to realize that Harley-Davidson was just such an awesome manufacturer in terms of business opportunity that if I could afford the $5 or $6 or $7 million for an individual franchise, that I wouldn't have this awesome lifestyle. I would have been putting in insane hours, obviously, building it up, and I would have had to have come up with this initial capital outlay, which I wouldn't be able to in my lifetime, but that would have been my dream. And instead my dream became, you know what, Chris, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is something that you enjoy more passionately than almost anything that you've ever done in your life. Wouldn't it be really nice to finish off a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt in Brazil? More importantly, wouldn't it be really nice to do that while still having a solid income coming in every month? So, for me, I joined in June of 2013 underneath the original tutelage of Sean Dahl, and quickly Aaron Parkinson took over as my mentor. And between the two of them, you know, I got all the training that I needed, if you will, and of course I'm still ongoing learning. But I developed this insane business where within just 2 years and maybe 2 months, I walked away from that $140,000 a year job. I now have an income that is so solid and so steady and ever increasing from Nutrié that I could afford to do that. I now can do what Sean and Glenn have done. I can now go ahead and start to afford to invest my money in other business ventures and develop other forms of lines of wealth, and at the same time have this insane team going on that Nutrié has provided me with, that I have helped develop, but with so many of my teammates, so many of the leaders that you guys are already aware of, whether they're on our team or not. You know, our top leader being Rainey Pence, man, this woman puts in 80-hour weeks somehow, constantly working on improving everything that our lifestyle team has. And then we've got people that are outside of our team, such as Chris Pemberton and Casey Kale and Chaz Augustine and Jason Elliott and, you know, Corey Reynolds, Lori Mashiznik. I mean, the list goes on and on of all these people that are constantly contributing to everything that we have right now. You know, 2 years ago and a bit when I got started, this was just a pipe dream, if you will. This was where we didn't have all this infrastructure. We didn't have any really clear direction on what to do. And now between our affiliate program and the Google Retail Lead program and the Monster Brand Partner Lead program and our Facebook Post program and of course our Center of Influence program, there's so many different ways that you can easily attack this business and you can easily make it grow exponentially faster even than I did and achieve more than I did in just in that same time period. So I think for a lot of you, the question is really, well, what do I do? You know, I'm in. Of course, I want in. I want to do what you did. Well, I mean, obviously for me, whenever I talk to a new brand partner, the first thing I want to do is I want to get them through their fast start. You know, there's 3 key sections within the fast start. I managed to get mine done literally on the first day. I was like, hey, you know what, Sean, I'm going to put away 4 hours right now. I'm going to turn off my phone. I'm going to literally close my world off to everyone else. I'm going to get through this training. I'm going to make sure that I understand it, and I'm going to ask you some questions afterwards for those that I don't understand. And he helped take me through that. And that's what you should do too. I obviously reached out to my coach and I said, hey coach, you know what? I'm really excited to get started. Tell me what you did. Tell me how you got started. Tell me what did you do personally to have such awesome success that you've already had. And if they are newer, no problem. Well, let's reach up to their coach and let's find out from them what they did. And let's try and emulate the same thing, because duplication is the key to success within this program. Don't try and recreate everything. Why? Because we've already done it for you. Just go ahead and follow some easy steps. Pick a path or 2 at most and get on that path and make it happen. Once you get through your fast start, or maybe at the same time as getting through your fast start, what are you going to do? You're going to want to obviously reach out to your center of influence, just like I did. You know, I was so excited that I had finally made a decision to get into network marketing for the first time in my life. With everybody knowing how good I am in sales and how business oriented I am, and obviously how financially motivated I am to create an awesome lifestyle for myself, I reached out to my friends and family and said, you know what, I need to show you guys something. I need to show you guys something that I think is truly revolutionary. I need to show you something where it makes actually almost no sense. Yeah, like giving away a $2.5 million app for free to everyone and anyone within North America without any stipulations whatsoever being asked of them. I need to show this to you, and I really want to do it just so I can get it off my head, so my conscience is clear, so that if in fact I do take off within Nutrié and the business does do as well as I expect it to do for me, you're either on board with me and running with me, or at least you said no to me from the very beginning, and I have a clear conscience that I gave that opportunity away to you first. So I picked my closest friends and obviously my family, and I gave them that opportunity. And yeah, you know what? Some of them definitely jumped on board with me, and some of them are here with me today, and they're of course very happy that they did so. For others, they're wishing that they did back then. They certainly see my success. I'm very public about it. I like the fact that I managed to have it happen in such a short time frame. And of course, they're probably now sitting there, and certainly some of them are asking me directly, can I still get on board? Of course you can get on board. This is still brand new. I mean, guys, you're in the beginning of something. We're talking about network marketing. We're in 2.5 years into a company that's going to be global at some point, where it's only in North America right now, where it's going to have millions of brand partners, where it's under 10,000 right now, you know, where it's going to be a household name, where it's barely on the tip of anybody's tongue right now, but growing real fast. 300,000 downloaded apps as of just a few days ago. Pretty proud of that. I know Aaron Parkinson's more proud of that than I am, but I know that our team was a huge part of that. You know, daily we give away thousands and thousands of this automatic body program to people. And then therefore daily, these individuals are grabbing this program for absolutely free, and daily they're going in and they're of course going, well, I want quicker results, I want better results. Well, what do? Well, hop on some Skinny, hop on some fuel, take some energy, make sure you get a hold of a Fast Start coach. And through there, we've got this revenue stream happening. So getting back to what you should do, you need to get caught up on these things. You want to get through this stuff as fast as possible. The Fast Start is a big part of it. You're going to want to make sure that you ask your coach about some upcoming programs, such as the Google Retail Leads, perhaps the Monster Leads, perhaps your own Facebook posting, perhaps an affiliate program, but certainly Center of Influence before all else, in my personal opinion at least. What are you going to want to do after that? Well, you're going to definitely want to make sure that you have some product on hand to hand out. You know, when I decided to get into this business, I asked Sean directly, what's the best way to get started? He's like, Chris, you're going to need product. I'm telling you that right now. Why? Because you're going to go out and tell the world, and meaning all your friends especially, that you're now in. And they're going to go, well, if you're in, why are you in? Well, because I tried the product out and I loved it, and it was like the easiest sale ever for Sean, because in just the first 50 minutes I was like, I'm hooked, I'm done, and I'm a crack addict on Skinny. That's a reality now. And so you're going to want to do the same thing. You're going to need product on hand. Your friends are going to ask for it. You're going to gladly hand it out to them, and in turn you're going to create customers, or you're going to turn around and you're going to create brand partners out of them. Who knows? It's going to be a combination of the two. Once you've got 3 customers, well, boom, guess what? You're now getting product for free. I don't think I've paid for product after month 1 since then. And I'm probably never going to, because I constantly have an ongoing stream of customers coming on board. This is something you're going to want to achieve, obviously, within the first week or 2 like I did. You're going to want to make sure that your team qualified. And some of these terms you're not going to understand right now, and that's fine. But you're going to get a hold of your coach, and your coach is going to take you through this. And if your coach is newer, as quite often is the case, don't worry. They've got a coach, and then they've got a coach, and then it gets up to people like Rainey and up to people like myself, and we help out. That's what we're here for. We are one big, massive family. I can tell you all something that is definitely a fact for me. My closest friends in my life right now are all Nutrié people. And I don't know if that's a crying shame or if that's a positive thing, but it's a reality. 3 years ago, I didn't know almost any of these people. Yeah, Sean was a friend, definitely Glenn was a friend, but now those two have become extremely close friends. Aaron, I had no knowledge of whatsoever. Definitely an amazingly close friend. Rainey, I would actually say, is probably my best friend on the planet now. David Glendenning, another one. Didn't even know him before this. Casey Kale was just at him and Amanda's wedding just a few weeks ago. This unbelievable, stunning wedding on a beach in Lake Tahoe. Didn't know him 2 years ago. I didn't even know of him. I didn't watch The Bachelor. Chris Pemberton, another individual. Corey Reynolds, Lori Mashiznik. I mean, guys, this list could literally go on and on forever and ever. And this is why. It's because these Nutrié people, these are about family. We're about building something collectively together. And this is what we're going to help you achieve as well. I'm really, really excited that you've come on board. I'm super excited to get you started. I know your coach is even more excited than I am. Make sure that you do what I've asked you to do. Get through your Fast Start. Get yourself team qualified. Get yourself, obviously, some product on hand, because you're going to need to hand it out. Make sure you definitely grab some ETCs, because a lot of your people aren't going to be local. They're going to be long distance. Get yourself very familiar with the sampling process that myself and Rainey developed over the last couple of years, and build this with us. Because I'm telling you right now, if you guys could see where I am right now on a daily basis and how much Nutrié has changed my life, you will be doing all that you can to get the same within the same time frame. I love you all very much, and thank you very much for this time. Hope this was good for you. Bye-bye.